Greetings, my movie geeks. Welcome to another episode of A Man About a Dog movie podcast. I am Nate, the Ultimate Movie Geek, and I am joined by Craig Stig-a-da-Dump Lambert. I haven't got a joke.
That's fine, I'm old enough. The fact that my age is a joke enough.
That's what I was thinking. I didn't want to bring you down any further.
Yeah.
Today, we're going to be talking about all things Spider-Man. Or at least, all things live-action Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Well, I don't even know if we'll get to Amazing Spider-Man.
Miles Morales?
That's not live-action though, is it?
I know, but it was superb.
It was superb. This is because Spider-Man Far From Home is coming out next week.
Yeah.
Which you're lucky enough to see in IMAX, you git.
Get! I'm going to IMAX. I'm going to Turkey next week for a quick break. And then when I come back, we're booking the weekend. I've got some skydiving to do. Obviously, internal skydiving with my weight. And
is that down in Manchester as well? Yeah.
Yeah, that's down in Manchester as well. Down at the Trafford Centre, IMAX, Spider-Man, stay a night over.
Oof. Drinky poos.
Drinky poos.
That sounds great.
Sounds like a perfect weekend.
Are you going to tell everybody what birthday it is?
This is my last day as a 40-something. Is that close enough?
That's close enough.
That's close enough, yeah. I would say my teeth are going to fall out, but they've gone already. My hair's going to go grey, but that's gone already. I'm going to say I'm going to go bald, but I've got a huge thumbprint in my back and I look like a monk. Apart from that...
All's good?
Yeah, fine, yeah.
Well, they do say that 50 is the new 40. So.
Yeah, but that's only people who are now 50. Or 60.
It's crazy.
How long to you 40?
How old am I now? I think 6 years. I keep getting mistaken that I'm not 33.
Yeah. Thanks. Just stick a knife in, why don't you?
I forget about it. Because
that's because you're in your 30s.
Also,
you're a toy boy.
Yeah, that's true. I still don't have my birthday present from the wife.
Have you not?
It was sent back because it was faulty.
All right.
I got an Armani smartwatch.
Yeah, you said.
And it had to be sent back. But she hasn't bothered getting a new one.
But what's great is that you've got a broken fridge freezer, you've got a broken car, you've got a broken watch.
No, 2 broken cars.
2 broken cars.
My other car's at the garage now getting its brakes.
So, may I say, what is the one common denominator between them all?
Me.
Correct.
Oh, frig. And me.
And your work that you do.
Yeah. After watching...
Archaeology. I mean, that's amazing what you do. A degree in archaeology.
Yeah, I won't go any further into that.
You touch a dinosaur bone, it breaks. Knowing you, like, it'll come alive and start trying to eat you.
That would be cool. We should make a film.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, that's a tangent.
It is.
Yeah.
That was good. First off, I'm going back to the script now.
Are you?
Yeah.
There's a script.
It's partially.
You've got a script.
Yeah, it's for intros and
Is it?
trying to keep us on
track.
Track will do. You can get in touch with the show the usual ways. There's the Ultimate Movie Geek Facebook page and Instagram page. There's also a madmoviepod Instagram page, which I sometimes forget about and don't post on. So I'm going to have to give you the link so that you can post it.
I mean, I've changed my phone and it's... I'm struggling, I must admit.
Oh, is that the S10?
No, I had a choice of the S10 and I went for the Note 9.
Ooh, it's got a stylus.
It's got a stylus that means I can do that and do that and do that. And it's got a little mouse meter that comes everywhere.
He's getting old, you see. He needs to point at where he's...
The fact is my arms are too short for the selfies nowadays, so I need the little automatic stick on it.
I got this the other day. I ordered this at the same time as when I ordered your present, which has been dispatched. Yeah, so you'll probably get it Sunday. It's a mobile phone tripod.
Is it?
Yeah. So I could...
Is that so you can put it on top? And...
So I could just sit it there.
Yeah.
The old tripod, oh Christ. I've got wax all over it. It's melting in the window. Shite. Oh well. It's very hot outside.
See, I've got the...
Ooh, that's nice. I've got a similar sort of thing, but it's not as good because it's old now.
Yeah.
We're talking about phone cases and stuff.
Again, I'm talking about age. I've gone for a folding over case that's just like an old man's wallet.
That's mine too. See?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's not age. You've just gone for a younger model.
I've actually gone for an older model with the S9. I had a choice of S9 and S10, or the Note 9 and the S10. I went, I'm having the Note 9. And my daughter's got it. And I loved it. I absolutely love it.
Well,
so
there you go.
I actually prefer the screen. I'm just not a great.
It did look nice when you.
The Infinity fan of the S10s and S9s and S8s. It's not. I don't dislike them. I just prefer that one. Yeah,
Anyway, yeah. So there's the Ultimate Movie Geek Facebook page and Instagram. There's MAaD Movie Pod Instagram page, and you can get in touch with us on the website.
If you wonder why we don't get much people talking to us, we now know why.
Yeah,
because it's that difficult to find them all.
madmoviepod@gmail.com. Email us.
And this is after the edit.
Yeah. And on Twitter at madmoviepod and at Movie Ultimate.
Yeah, I think you do about 93 to my 1, don't you, at the moment?
Well, I'm trying to just
blanket cover everybody.
Pretty much, yeah. I think because I'm completely crap with all this stuff. Mm-hmm. I'm assuming it's all hashtags. You've got to put hashtags so that more people see them. Mm-hmm. So that's what I'm trying to do.
So the 73 hashtags you do for good morning. Yeah. Hashtag good morning. Hi. Hashtag hi. Hashtag morning.
Yeah. I don't do that, but
I don't even do a hashtag.
The ones I've done recently have mostly been when James Bond films have been released.
I know. I couldn't believe Live and Let Die came up last week. Fabulous movie. Fabulous.
Last week?
Was it last? Was it yesterday?
It was yesterday.
Was it? It was a long
several
night.
years ago.
It was a long night last night.
73, wasn't it?
Yeah. I was 4. Thanks for that. I'm a child of the 60s. That is how old I am.
What stories? You should start a podcast.
Yeah, I should start a podcast, Christ. I'm starting in between Victor Meldrew and Alf Garnett is what I'm turning into. And that's just looks, that's not even the grumpy moaning.
Just don't pick up the dog if the phone rings.
Yeah.
There you go. Who's seen One Foot in the Grave?
Yeah.
I wonder. I put it on a poll on Facebook and then I did the same on Twitter yesterday. Pretty much saying which was the better Spider-Man movie. Spider-Man
I voted.
1 and 2.
I voted for my favourite, number 2.
Didn't comment now, did you?
No, I didn't comment. Well, I mean, it's not my thing to do. You were doing it. You bring it all together and then we comment on what the results are.
Out of 44 votes on Facebook, the results came in at 68% in Spider-Man 2's favour. So that was 30 to 14 votes. On Twitter, I'm not too sure what it was. It was Spider-Man, because I could add Spider-Man 3 on that one. Had 32%. Spider-Man 3 came in at measly 11%. And Spider-Man 2 came in at 58%.
Well, the only thing wrong with that poll is that 11% voted for Spider-Man 3.
It's only 19 votes, because that could be one person.
I don't give a monkeys.
Well, I had one comment on Twitter.
Yeah.
From Philip Calloway, who said, if you could recast Maguire, Franco and Topher Grace and keep everyone else, he'd want a Spider-Man 4 in that universe.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind the universe, but I just... They went top heavy again.
Yeah.
Before they learned not to waste baddies.
Yeah.
And it was a waste.
It was. And you could tell that Sam Raimi didn't want to do it.
Yeah.
But we'll get onto this. But
he was too busy trying to be James Bond.
He killed Venom, didn't he? Yeah. So Venom's a great character, which obviously they've shown in movies now somehow.
Yeah, 190 million
in
America.
They could have just had Sandman and Goblin.
Yeah, which would be a brilliant one.
Yeah.
And it could have showed his engineering skills, because they could have come back with the gun that he did to turn him into glass.
Yeah.
And that's the way he could have finished it.
But, oh well, never mind.
Oh well.
Yeah, so I'll just read some comments out. Hannah Walmsley said, the first Spider-Man will always hold a place in her heart.
It was still... Well, I was amazed when they did it because it was fabulous.
Well, I only had time to start watching one film today. Mm-hmm. And and I got both the first and second one downloaded. And I couldn't decide.
Yeah.
So I went with the second one because I couldn't remember everything that happened in it. And but there's still
Yeah. I mean, William Dafoe's face is the perfect Goblin.
But they covered it up.
Yeah. But I mean, what I'm saying is, even beforehand, I mean, they could do the almost cackle from just the face.
Yeah,
but
it was
it's I mean, the bit about Doc Ock is a good man gone bad.
Yeah.
I mean, I still think Doc Ock is an underused baddie.
Yeah.
And I did like him in the Miles Morales one as well. Or she,
yeah, she was good. It was a good surprise for me because I don't know much about the Ultimate universe.
But I mean, it's like it's with these it's machines taking over men again. It's like the Terminator. It's a cyborg.
Well, that's all it is. It's just science.
Yeah.
Growing and being.
Yeah, like IT, not IT, Christ, IA.
Yeah.
Sort of thing. So that's what it is. It's another one where the technology runs away from you.
Yeah, it does. We'll get on to Spider-Man 1 now. Ray Adams asked why Spider-Man 3 wasn't part of the Facebook poll.
Simple answer, it's rubbish.
No, simple answer, I couldn't add a third.
Oh, Jesus.
It's either Facebook or my ineptness. Mark Daniel Mooney said Spider-Man 2 is pretty perfect in his eyes. One of the best comic book movies ever made. And I wouldn't disagree with him because it had everything, didn't it?
I mean, I think that's... I personally am on par with Dark Knight. It's the difference between Batman and Spider-Man. Spider-Man's a much lighter movie because Spider-Man's a much lighter character.
Yeah.
That's not saying it's worse. I'm saying it's the best version of that type of movie.
Yes, it is. It seems like Raimi had the time,
the money, the inclination, the story, the right enemy. I mean, the scene in the train when they're lifting him over his head. And all. I mean, that's what Spider-Man was to New York.
Yeah,
and
he's just a kid.
Yeah,
that's good. Philip Calloway. Oh no, I've read that bit. That's fine. Let's move on to Spider-Man.
Right.
From 2002.
Okay.
Initial.
Are you going to point?
Point what?
No, it's the Miles Morales. There was like pointing at him. Who are you pointing at? So, can I remember that from the cartoon bit at the end?
No.
Oh, gee, but you don't remember when it went back and it's a bit at the end of Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
Right at the end, it was like the Spider-Man from the time travelling guy went back to the original 1968.
Oh yes, yes I do. Yeah.
Don't you point at me?
That's what's his face voice, isn't it? The guy Poe Dameron.
Yeah.
Oscar Isaac from Star Wars.
Yeah. Doing
the voice.
You do it to get into these movies, won't you? It's like Gary Barlow, or not Gary Barlow, James Bond trying to get into Star Wars movies. There's still that rumour that Prince Harry and Prince William were in.
Oh, I think they were, weren't they?
They're meant to be 2 stormtroopers. You don't know who they are.
You won't know who they are.
No. Star Wars, not long now. 6 months. Is it? It's this year, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
Has it been pushed back?
Yeah, Christmas time is coming.
6 months.
I know. Nights are drawing in. Right, Spider-Man.
Pension soon. I'll be getting my pension soon.
Bloody hell. Yeah. Well, no, you won't because they're pushing it back, aren't they?
They'll even get rid of the cold weather payments by the time I get there.
Hey, you won't be able to get your TV license.
I know. I'm going to work till I die. I'm not having a pension. I couldn't hack it. I've got to be busy.
Podcast.
No.
Right, alright, whatever.
If this was work, it wouldn't be as much fun.
That's true. It is fun. It's quite warm in here, actually. I might have to crack the window. Sorry. There we go.
The reason work is a 4-letter word that ends in K.
Because it's a twin of...
It's a twin of work.
Right, Spider-Man from 2002, starring Tobey Maguire, Kirsten Dunst, James Franco, and... I can't remember his name, and you said it before. Willem Dafoe. He was perfectly cast.
He was, yeah.
Have you seen the footage of... They actually had a mask that was that could move.
Yeah.
Have you seen the footage of that?
No, I haven't seen the footage.
You've not seen it? I'll have to show you it later. It's proper like goblin mask that could move. My argument is just paint his face.
Yeah.
Because
he looked like that, or almost like the what you call it, the other goblin, the hobgoblin. Yeah, sorry. I mean, if you ever I know you'll never see it, but his first ever movie was a film called Streets of Fire, which he did. And it was like a rock and roll fable, and he plays a biker, but he looks like him there. Yeah, it's like a black leather bloody dungarees, and he's fighting with hammers. I mean, he's just pure evil in that movie as well.
He's a good villain.
Yeah,
he's a good actor, and he's got the face. He was perfect. He was a perfect cast.
He still would be now. He could if he came back and just did it again. He would again. He could still do it. He could still do it. He's still got the
I don't think
physique.
He wouldn't be accepted though, would he? People would just be.
He's a bit old. That's probably it. Because you've got to be in your 40s or 50s really to do that, haven't you?
There's rumours that they're casting someone now in Marvel called I can't remember what they're calling him, but he's a secret figure who's funding stuff. So
I know what he's called. What? Norman Osborn.
Yeah, I know, but then secret, so it doesn't come out. Shut up. Right, what do you think of the story?
What, the first one?
Yeah.
I like the creation story, the creation part of it. The fact that the genetics and the fact that he took almost like it was almost like a secret soldier serum.
It was.
And it was, but it was untested, and he went a little bit loopy. But I mean, it's really another what is it? Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, I mean, that's basically what it is. It's another that story, and because Jekyll's meant to be the power as well, isn't it? Mr. Hyde, sorry.
Mr. Hyde,
and he's meant to be more powerful, and that's what it is. It's the basic premise with a Spider-Man character. It's Jekyll and Hyde.
Yeah.
And the two parts of himself warring against each other.
Well, that's what you said about that being like the super soldier serum and stuff.
Yeah.
That's all these films seem to be doing, really.
Yeah.
They don't have any access to Captain America, but like they've been messing around with spiders to make a super spider.
But I mean, it's been radioactive. I mean, X-Men was. I mean, the first X-Men, the first class, they were trying to bring forth the nuclear generation instead of the nuclear, and doing that. I mean, it was radioactive with the radioactive spider. I mean, in the 50s, everyone was scared what was going to happen if a nuclear bomb was going to go off. And that's where most of these stories came from, the fear of the 50s.
Yeah, sorry, we were in London recently, we went to the Comedy Store, and an American comedian who's always on, like, panel shows, I can't remember him.
Is it the one who just does the one-liners? The pun?
No. The
one we went to see?
I will mark this. And I'll delete it. I'll have to find him. It's not you. You're thinking Stuart Francis, aren't you? Oh, what's he called? Anyway, he was saying when he was growing up and seeing these ads about if nuclear war happens, get under your desk and stuff like that. White. And he was saying, he was saying that after it's happened, don't spread secrets and stuff. And he was hilarious, and I haven't done him justice, so I'm just going to move on.
I mean, it's like that. It's like that film set in Sheffield. Remember the children's movie they made in the 80s? And it was almost like zombies took up after the nuclear war, sort of thing. It was it was actually made by the British broadcasting. It was a kids one. Right. It was scary as hell. it was like a really good Doctor Who episode. But,
which there are many.
Yeah. Unless David Tennant's in them. Nah, I like David. He's okay. Like David's coming back. David lately, apart from Good Omens, I thought he's been in top form lately.
What was wrong with Good Omens? Oh, hang on.
It was a bit too much hamminess and too much looking at, as you said, too much
grimacing at the camera. Yeah. When he could have added. I just wanted those two scenes.
I just wanted the Horseman.
Yeah, the Horseman and the other thing that I mentioned. Oh, when Aziraphale is travelling the world, going into different people. I wanted to see that. Yeah. I wanted to see the preacher in America, and was it in the Native American or Aboriginal? Yeah. Why? Where were they?
Well, I mean, I think. Do you think that's because it was in Preacher?
I don't know. Was it in Preacher?
Do you not remember the bit in Preacher right at the beginning before it goes into? You not watch Preacher?
No.
Oh, you weirdo. You need to watch Preacher. Amazon Prime. It is fabulous. You will love it.
All right.
It's the birth of a devil and a demon and an angel have a baby, and the power is called the Christ, but it's not an Nephilim, it's something else. But basically, he has the power. Whatever he says, you have to do.
All right.
But because it's 50% evil, 50% good,
Yeah.
it keeps jumping between people who are really good and really evil.
Right.
And the funny part, the best bit about this is, so it's going on to all religious leaders like the Pope and satanic people and all these sort of things. It jumps into Tom Cruise, and Tom Cruise dies because he's head of the church, the Scientology church. But he's not good enough or evil, but it doesn't tell you which one he is.
Really?
But he just dies. And the whole way through the first episode, Tom Cruise's funeral, Tom Cruise this, Tom Cruise dies.
Bloody hell.
And then because Preacher is a bad man who's found God, he's got that mixture in between, and he doesn't mind fighting. But yeah, it's weird.
I'll have a watch.
I'm pretty sure it's where Lucifer came out of, Preacher. I know Sandman as well. But I can't remember, but it's. I'm not sure it's Neil Gaiman. It's not Neil Gaiman. Sorry. So, but yeah, it's hilarious.
I'll have a watch. It's got what's his face in who played young Howard Stark, isn't it? Yeah, I'll
trust me. And even if you don't watch it, just watch the trailer, the opening trailer or the opening trail for season 2.
Hey, all right.
There's a bit. Come on, Eileen. That's all I'm going to say. Come on, Eileen.
I think I've said that. I remember that. All right.
Sorry.
Spider-Man 1.
Yeah.
Spider-Man. It started off, he's in school, and it quickly gets past that, doesn't it? To get to sort of...
First job.
Yeah. First job. He's started to work for the Daily Bugle, and he's got his powers, and he's learning his powers from that. Did you like the joint origin story with Green Goblin and Spider-Man?
Yeah. We don't really get many of the bad, but had it in 2 as well. I like how they're showing how.
Oh no, I don't mean that. I mean because they pretty much did it. They turned at the same time, didn't they? They became superhero and villain at the same time. Nemesis.
So yeah, I liked it, and the fact that he killed himself, I liked as well. Oh, sorry, spoiler alert. If you haven't seen it in the last 17
Spider-Man
years.
killed himself.
No,
he just couldn't handle it.
Yeah, he couldn't handle it. But yeah, it's like I'd like to have seen how a few more of the attempts at making the web fail and that sort of thing. But did he do the natural? Was he a natural one in that one? I can't remember.
Well, in this, it's natural webbing.
Yeah,
which they then made it happen in the comics too
to match it up.
Yeah, I don't mind that. I think that's
part of his mutant powers.
I think that works really well. And going back to the cartridges and stuff. I didn't really see the point. I know it's comic accurate and stuff.
It's to show you that he's
clever,
and he's chemical. And it's meant to be you stay at school, learn, you can become a superhero, right? So you've got that, and it's all about work hard at school. You'll be able to learn how to do these things, but it's also factors that can give you the danger of running out. How does he survive now? How does he manage to kill all these people when he's run out of webbing?
Yeah. And
suddenly he's like, and he's falling through the air.
But that's what we get in Spider-Man 2.
Yeah.
Where it's down to his not inhibitions, but his feelings and where he fits in the world, and it's affecting him psychologically.
Yeah.
And I thought that's really good.
Yeah. He couldn't keep it up.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. And then he threw in that joke where he hurt his back. With a reference to Tobey Maguire not wanting to come back.
Yeah, because he hurt his back at the time. Yeah. Everything. I enjoyed I enjoyed the whole 1, 2, 3 until he started dancing. Then I just went.
But you've got to think that in 2 they had the montage scene where he gives up the suit.
Yeah.
And he goes back to college and he's like in class answering and stuff. It's just an evolution of that. It was shit. But I think the whole Venom story was quite shit.
But again, I think, as you say, it was ad hoc. It was added on.
It's because the studio wanted Venom in.
Yeah.
And Sam Raimi didn't. So he sort of sabotaged that story arc. But like you say, it was stuffed in. There was no need for it.
But Sandman was my favourite baddie.
He was. And you can see the effort that was put into
the Sandman
the
story.
CGI, the story was
good because he's someone who's all he wanted to do was protect his daughter, which was in the books as well. Initially, it's what he does. He just became a criminal, but even
changing the origin that it was actually Sandman who killed Uncle Ben. Mm-hmm. He didn't want to. No. His gun just went off.
Mm-hmm. And was that another reference as well to him?
I don't remember what.
Psychological problem.
I don't know. It's.
I mean, we're looking. I mean, the fact is, when they first came out, they were superb. Yeah. They were like a new. I mean, and it was Sony who didn't have a great, the first two were brilliant.
Yeah, they were.
Before Marvel got the ground running, DC had done a couple. I mean, the Superman movies from the 70s and 80s are still the best ones.
Were established.
Yeah.
They've
done the X-Men.
Did they have X-Men 2 as well?
I'm not sure.
I can't remember when X-Men 2 came out, but it was around the same time. And there was, in the first SpiderMan, they were going to get a Hugh Jackman to cameo.
Yeah.
Because obviously the rights and all that stuff weren't as serious back then. But they didn't have the suit for him to do it. But you could have just had him walk on.
Yeah, but would it have been the suit, the yellow one, with the brown? I mean, how often do you see a superhero in a yellow and brown suit? I mean, trying to think of another one. I can think of yellow and green, which would be Iron Fist. The yellow with the green.
Did he have it in his show?
What?
Iron Fist. Did he have the costume?
I didn't see. I never saw that costume. I haven't seen that costume apart from when there. And also, the other one I can think of is Kang. Who's the hunter? Begins with a K. Craven.
I want to say Craven.
Craven, and his is yellow, but he's got a mate. Almost like a lion.
It's like a lion's mate. Yeah.
I mean, I'd like to have seen Craven hunting Spider-Man. That would have been a decent story as well.
He's been wanted for a long time, hasn't he?
Yeah.
But I think he was down for one of the solo films that they want to do. Which, to be fair, they could do it because they could have him besting some beast, and then turning his eyes on Spider-Man at the end of that, and then you could have the whole team meet up. Or
I mean, the Sinister Six has always been papped on about, but probably cost too much money. That'd have to be like the Spider-Man equivalent of Avengers or something like that. Like a climax of like 3 or 4 movies. It would be. Yeah,
well, how many? Yeah, because you have too many villains, you're not going to have enough
time for each one.
Yeah. Like we have seen that even in like Avengers Endgame and all that. Not every character gets full time.
Yeah. Well, I mean that's probably why they dropped Witchcom from the first one. So it was more developed in the second.
Hawkeye.
Because it was not even mentioned, and then he comes back. So basically, well, why should we give you 5 minutes here when you're going to have 15 to 20 minutes there building it? That would just well got a throwaway, and that gives you more.
When you've got a lot of characters who have dusted,
and he's got as well a reason to turn into like the evil person that he became.
Yeah, but then didn't have any.
He was just killing baddies, though, wasn't it? He was just killing
baddies. Yeah, he was.
He'd gone psycho. He said, "Why should my good kids be fine and you're going to spoil it again? And all you evil people live." He's basically doing Deadpool without the jokes.
Yeah, I've got partial Hawkeye hair at the moment.
Have you?
Yeah, I've shaved down here.
Have you?
Yeah, it's long on top. See?
Is it?
It
works great for a podcast. That
I know.
Yeah.
That's what
they can now see what you look like. Yeah, you've described it so well.
I'll post a picture later.
Yeah. So you've got the gap. Mine just flows into one with the beard. I'll think about shaving it for tomorrow night just to give it a bit of shot.
What are you wearing? Is it dress up?
Fancy dress, I'll tell you that.
Yes.
Comes your favourite superhero or James Bond character?
Well, that's just me in a tux.
Yeah.
Cool. Alright.
I've got the tux. I've actually got a Walter PPK and a shoulder holster if you need it.
I've got
with a silencer.
That's a bit worrying, isn't it?
Yeah. It's not a real one. Mr. Police Officer. We don't live in America.
It doesn't shoot anymore.
No. Had the operation.
So am I.
Yeah. Snipping Craig's your auntie.
Right. So Spider-Man 1. We tangent so much.
Yeah. Spider-Man 2. Yeah.
Which is paused on the film. We've got James Franco staring. I really,
slapping Toby.
He just slapped him, didn't he? I don't Right, hang on. Where's the? Yeah, let's see if we can get some live.
But he's good at the spoiled bit.
Yeah.
So you just can't see him then becoming like the Green Goblin, can you? But the younger Green Goblin was never as good as the older Green Goblin. That's the whole point about it. It wasn't malicious enough. It wasn't evil enough.
No.
So, I mean, the fact is, his character, the way he is better and closer because he can. Because he's always trying to live up to his dad.
Yeah.
Even in the evilness,
I suppose
he
they do
cannot
that
live
in
up to
this.
his dad's, what his dad's trying to be.
Yeah. And they do that, like, earlier on when Doc Ock is doing the energy thing. One of the guys behind him taps him on the shoulder and says, "Oh, you've taken this company where your father could never do." Yeah. And it's like, "Thank you." It's like, and then it fails. And he's ruined!
Yeah, and that's what he says in here. I mean,
I've got nothing else.
This is what he's talking about. So you grab the coattails of someone who's going to take you into history with them, and all he's done is... but, I mean, it's just trying to... if your dad's like a powerful man, then you're trying to overcome it. And that's what was in these stories. And he was more of a friend than an enemy. He will always be that way. And even when he tries to be an enemy, he's a pale imitation.
Yes.
And that's, which I think is why he's better casting like that, because he is that. It's almost like you'd expect, because you've seen him in so many other things, you expect him to be almost like, start being high, like Pineapple Express or something like this. Yeah. That sort of performance from him. But I thought it was perfectly cast as that. Just that weakness almost. It's the weakness that makes the character. Yeah.
I can do. Yeah.
And Sam Raimi got that out of him.
Yeah, I agree. Spider-Man 2 is so good. It has everything. It's got the Evil Dead moment in the surgery. Yeah. I don't want to say it's
the
cheesy.
fact he's in it as well, isn't he? And all of them. Which come from the from the Evil Dead
Bruce
movies.
Campbell, yeah.
Yeah, he's in all of them.
Yes, but that's where they were going to go with number 4. He was going to be Mysterio.
Yeah. Which would have been superb.
It would have rounded up that character because everyone knew, he's the wrestler announcer, he's the theatre guy.
And he was the waiter. The waiter with the diamond and the glass.
And Spider-Man hasn't noticed any of that because it's the same person, but then in the 4th one, it will be him. Yeah. And and you wouldn't know until he took the globe off his head. Yeah, it would have been so good because it was. I think that was supposed to be the opening of Spider-Man 4. I think the script is online and with images and stuff. It's just a shame that. But Bruce Campbell voiced Mysterio in the Spider-Man 2 PlayStation game. Yeah. And it was one of the best games ever. And he was proper hamming it up. And
he always does. He does it in everything. I mean,
great.
Have you ever seen the film Bubba Hotel?
I've got it, yeah.
That movie, you have to. I mean, honestly, someone was smoking when they wrote that, and then someone was smoking when they decided to finance it. Someone was smoking when they made it. Oh, Jesus!
Yeah, it was good.
Elvis is alive and living in an old folks' home.
JFK's brain has been put into a black man's body.
And Mummy's going around killing everybody.
Yeah.
That's Friday night viewing for me. I think that is just a perfect night. And try to explain that to Tracy. What do you mean JFK's brain's in a black man? What do you mean Elvis is alive and living in an old folks' home?
I like the Elvis story. He's fed up. Yeah. So but he has a piece of paper that states that he's the real Elvis. Yeah. And it goes up in a caravan. A caravan explosion. It's great.
We really do watch some weird stuff, don't we?
Yeah, but that's how you keep entertained in this day to day.
But you're looking for something new and different, aren't you? What have I been watching? I've not really. I mean, I spent Wednesday night, I think it was, sat listening to music in Ireland. I didn't even put anything on the telly. I was just sat there going, nothing was on.
Do you want to?
I've watched Captain Marvel again.
Have you?
Yeah.
What do you think? Yeah. Do you want to hear something awful?
Yeah.
Yeah? You'll hate me.
Right. You've got to see Great Showman.
No, that'd be cool. I came in the other night from walking the dog. Came in, sat down, looked at the telly. The wife was watching Love Island.
Right. That is your choice.
I've now watched several episodes of Love Island.
That is your choice. That has nothing to do with me. If you like looking at scantily clad,
I never thought of it like that.
yeah, men. I haven't finished.
I flagellate myself every night now.
Yes, I bet you do. Is that why you're watching it? Does the missus know you do this? I guess that's the +1 show.
I hate myself.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So this is what you do instead of like, whipping yourself like the Paul Bennett in what was it, the Da Vinci Code. He watched Love Island, he's like whipping himself. No, I'm going to make you watch Love Island because it's more torture.
If you see me walking around with a limp, I've got this thing in my
If
leg.
he's put a woolly jumper on, you know what it is.
She's away sunning herself.
Where is she?
Spain.
Oh, yeah.
Lorette de Mar.
Yeah.
For 4 days. Oh. I might organise a Oktoberfest for next year.
Oh, seems fair.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, there's a film on, isn't there?
No, there's beers.
There will be
in Germany.
Yeah, we'll take something.
Yeah,
we can watch something in German. Das Boot or something like that.
The Love Island. I don't speak German, clearly.
I got an O grade in German. Do you know who was most surprised? Not me, the bloody German teacher. How did you get an O grade? Got a C. It's the worst I've ever had in anything, but the fact it was a pass was amazing.
I passed French and I don't know how.
Je suis un rockstar. What about it?
Right. Spider-Man 2.
Spider-Man 2, right.
I like the addition of Jameson's son.
Yeah.
Because they were clearly leading up to including Venom.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously not straight away.
But it showed how he got into the planet. You know, it was like he's an astronaut, and like every proud dad. I mean, Jameson was just fabulous at that as well. The guy is just superb.
J.K. Simmons is a standout in all of these films.
He's a standout in everything he does.
I think the script for him is perfect. Yeah. His delivery is absolutely amazing, and like you said before, he needs to come back.
Yeah, I'd love it. I'd love it.
He also voiced
PlayStation games again?
No, it was a cartoon on Disney Channel, Disney XD.
Yeah,
it was Ultimate Spider-Man, and he played
himself,
Jameson,
yeah.
And he's got a character in it. He's got a story arc in it as well. But it was really, really good cartoon show.
Yeah, I mean, it's something decent. I mean, I still remember the first X-Men cartoons before they cheaped down,
the 90s,
cut down the prices. I still remember Dungeons and Dragons, and I watch the first season, and it's like they do with everything. They make cheaper versions from then on, and it's like the graphics aren't as big.
Well, they think it's updating, but there was nothing wrong with it, and especially Rogue in that X-Men.
Yeah,
bloody hell,
hubba.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, the Young Justice, I love that as well as a cartoon.
That's coming back.
Batman the animated. Obviously, they've got a couple of seasons, but I mean, Batman the animated series with what you call Mark Hamill as the Joker,
Kevin Conroy.
Yeah, Kevin Conroy's still my favourite Batman.
Yeah. Well, I think he's just suggested that there's going to be another Batman game where he's going to voice Batman again.
Arkham something else.
Yeah,
I mean, it's like Arkham Cash In. I think it's called
Arkham again.
Oh, Hush! That was going to say Hush. It isn't coming out for another 6 weeks. I've been trying to get it, and it's not released in DVD for 6 weeks. So as soon as I get it,
my lad just watched the Flashpoint Paradox the other night because he wanted to see it. So
it is fabulous.
It is good. Yeah,
it's not my favourite one of those. The Justice League ones.
Watching that, it's a shame that they've fucked up DC.
We're getting back. I mean, it's amazing.
What I mean is, they had Jeffrey Dean Morgan as Thomas Wayne. Just imagine him as Thomas Wayne Batman.
Yeah. Or Owl. Not that was he? No, it was Batman.
No, he was Batman. Yeah.
I mean, wasn't there something about a movie they're going to do with, like, what was it they were going to do with all the Batman? Was it like a separate timeline? With the Batman, the dads, but I'm trying to think.
No, I think they were going to do Flashpoint. They were going to do Flashpoint for the Flash film, and they already cast him, Jeffrey Dean Morgan as Thomas Wayne, so they'd have him back.
But it should be perfect.
But Ezra Miller's contract has run out.
Who wants Ezra Miller?
No, but if they recast, they're not going to do that, are they?
But they should get the guy from the TV series.
Yeah, but they're not going to have a TV show guy as film star guy, are they? Yeah, I know. They're fucked up.
Oh, well.
And there's rumours going around Facebook and shit like Henry Cavill's now not coming back again.
Yeah, but I mean, I say the same thing I say about Ezra Miller. I actually like Ezra Miller. I just like the way they've played him in this.
Yeah.
I think he could have done a decent Flash if he hadn't had to be. Yes, Flash is always the jokes.
Yeah.
But he's not like he should be laughed with, not laughed at.
Yes. No, I know what you mean.
He's like the opposite of Batman, as they say.
Yeah.
It's like it's like the way it's actually in Flashpoint on Justice League, where it's actually Green Lantern that's getting the P taken out by Batman, and he goes to Flash. Yeah, great work.
Justice League War, isn't it?
And it's I've heard your work. You're great and all that. And the Flash is a series character, and it's the Green Lantern that's been the P's been taken out. Was it Ryan Reynolds that did that voice, or was it?
I don't think he did the voice. No.
Was it not Ryan Reynolds? Who was it? The guy who plays Castle, Nathan Fillion.
Yeah.
He's the one that does it.
He's good as well.
Yeah. That's what I'm watching, The Rookie. I watch The Rookie quite a lot, which is his new TV series. He's a 45-year-old, 50-year-old who's became a young copper. And so everybody else is like 21, 22, and he's 50. Yeah, so...
I like that idea.
Yeah. Would you want to be a copper?
Get your pension. I got quite far into a certain police service, but then I got a different job.
Were you special? With special needs?
Yes, I was.
Nothing wrong with that. I mean, it's which got they do a great job. They just they're not given enough. Which could not responsibility. I'm trying to say, thanks, or what is thanks the word for it? It's like
respect.
Respect. I mean,
no, it wasn't. It wasn't one of them. It was an actual. It was specific. It was civil nuclear constabulary.
Oh, right.
So playing with guns.
Jesus.
Yeah.
You and a gun.
Yeah. Well, you're going to give me a wealth of PPK later.
Yeah. I mean, I when I lived in Derby, my guy I shared a house with, he was like on the call, so he was always on the and training my policeman at the same time, so he was doing the calls and some of the stories.
Yeah.
Anyway, Spider-Man 2.
Yeah. So what's your favourite part about this?
The train when he's doing it and he's trying to stop the train, and then after that when the people just trying to say thank you and all that, and they're grateful, and it's like he's just a kid, and I mean it was the point where that was the start of them taking the mask off. I mean I still think they shouldn't take the mask off quite as often as they did in the movies.
No.
But when it's been ripped off, you can understand why it's been like that. And I did that scene to me was a guy who's probably going too much. He's endangering himself just to save these strangers. That's what a superhero is. Who
throughout the film treat him like shit.
Yeah.
Like he's dropped his books on the floor earlier on, and people are just walking past him, hit him in the face with the bags. Yeah. And it's like, why is he doing it?
That's New York for you, isn't it?
Yeah, I know, but it is. Yeah. It's a great contrast of showing this guy is saving all these people. Why is he doing it? Because he's getting no thanks.
But again, have you seen the trailer for the new one? Where he's like, I like. He's not Spider-Man. He's got a dope suit and he's real nice. And then he goes, all right, dickhead. It's like Flash is the way Flash talks to Spider-Man, and then Peter Parker is.
That trailer got changed. Yeah. I remember seeing it, unless it's the Mandela effect. That trailer has been changed because now it's saying, "What's up, douchebag?" or something along those lines, where it was dickwad or something like that.
But again, I think it's the time. It's probably the if it was after 9 o'clock, you can have dick. If it's before 9 o'clock, you've got to have douche. Yeah. Which is weird because a douche is something that's
something else.
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of anyway. No, I agree. The train sequence is good, but what's funny as well is the CGI. Watching the arms on Doc Ock. There must be some practical effects in there because, like the close-ups, that's practical. But even when he's opening up the safe in the bank, they look real. They look really good. And this is 2004.
Mm.
It's got a stylized look, hasn't it? It's very
shiny.
Shiny, yeah.
Yeah, that's the word.
Golden shiny, yeah.
Yeah.
I got flashbacks of friggin'.
But it's almost like
Serenity, then.
If you look at them and the way they act, it's almost like watching Roy Tull and Emu. The way they
Yes.
they look at each other.
He's
and all
like,
that.
yeah.
And then they're talking to him and all that sort of thing.
Again, as well.
And I'm thinking that all the American listeners going, what? Who?
Our 2 American listeners.
Yeah. Google it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Google Billy Connolly and Roy Tull and Emu on Parky. That's probably a better one. Oh, Jesus.
But what he does in this is you've got Doc Ock. He's talking to himself, and the camera's on him there, and he says, "I can hear voices," and then he sort of he twigs, and he's like the inhibitor chip.
Yeah.
And instead of
try to get it out,
feeling, he physically turns so that his back is to the camera, and the camera zooms in on the inhibitor chip, and then he's looking at it, and then he comes back, and it's back to. Yeah. It's just the way that Sam Raimi filmed it. It's very comical, but it's
pinpoint.
It's how I'd like to see, or it's how I think a comic book would have done it. It's like a panel.
Yeah. Face
on, you got a mid shot of the face, and then you got a close up of the back. But he's doing it in one thing. Look at that scene on.
Yeah.
On
or do you
Spider-Man
think it
2.
could be the fact is that it's almost as if the hand
is
looking.
Yes.
Because it's a part of his body now.
I suppose,
so
it
could be that that's just looking at the back.
And we're seeing
he thinks,
it.
I want to look at your back.
You know what? I'm going to rewind it and show you it, because it just stood out to me. And there's a few things where there's some quite fast zooms.
Yeah.
And then they're really, really good.
I mean, it's like... it's like Mind of Training. The first one, would it be the kiss scene? Is that the one you think? It's maybe not even good. It's still one that you.
This is it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll see it in a minute. This is where, I'm rewinding it now for everyone who knows.
But again, it's a bit like the Raptors.
Yes. Yeah, they are. There you go. You got. JK, I'll turn it up. You can hear it on the recording.
TV.
This will probably get copyright claim now.
Yeah. You'll get done. You want the money.
My Rosie's dead.
He's such a good character.
Jim is dead.
And Alfred Molina is such a good actor.
I'm just waiting for Indy to come in.
Yeah.
Monstrous things should
Watch.
be at the bottom of the river.
And that's where they end.
Along with me.
Yeah, they are, aren't they? They're raptors.
Yeah.
Yeah, watch.
Something in my head. Something talking.
See?
Yeah.
I think that's brilliant. It is probably cut.
Yeah.
But it looks smooth.
Yeah.
And such a good shot.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'm just fanboying over Sam Raimi.
Lyrical.
Yeah. Do you like how he just? I suppose the excuse of him going mad is the loss of his wife, and then you've got these 4 arms constantly at him, and he then wants to finish his job, his masterpiece, which then threatens the whole city, doesn't it? And then he sinks at the bottom. Do you like his storyline?
Yeah. Apart from the fact that he died, but did he die because the Woodcock should save him? The arms?
They should, yeah. But he takes control at the end, doesn't he? He does die, and it's unfortunate, but that's what they did in those days.
They had enough baddies they could throw them away.
Yes, they could throw them away.
Yeah, especially with Spider-Man, they probably thought, well, we've got about another 15. Yeah, we could put in his place.
Well, if you look at all the films that came out, they only ever really repeated Goblin one, and then they didn't really repeat him because they killed off Norman Osborn.
Yeah.
And continued with
the Goblin character.
Shitty Goblin.
Else. Yeah. But I mean, the only person that keeps coming back is Joker.
Yeah.
But in the DC books, he always did keep coming back, didn't he?
Well, that's yeah. And now there's potentially 3 Jokers
Yeah.
who have always been. That always got my back up with, like, 1989 Batman, was the fact that Joker dies. I didn't like that because I thought he was brilliant. And then you had...
Jack Nicholson.
But
how many times...
Penguin died as well.
Yeah.
At the end of...
But how many times did they really die in the comic books? You thought they died,
yeah, I
and they
suppose.
came back 6
but
months later.
it was pretty...
falling off a building.
Yeah, he fell off a building. You see the body at the end,
Yeah.
like, crushed into the floor.
But when does that ever stop Joker coming back?
It's
in some way.
It's like Shredder
Yeah.
in the first Turtles film when he's crushed by the garbage van, and he survives, and he's in the second one.
Yeah. Or Terminator.
I
mean, you looking forward to that one? Have you seen the trailers?
I have. Yeah, that was a while ago, wasn't it? It looks alright. It looks like a Terminator film.
Yeah. Day one just looks like a Terminator film,
Yeah.
apart from Witch Goblin in it, who I quite fancy her character coming back because she's hard as nails.
Yeah. It's
just it depends how much Arnold Schwarzenegger wants to be in it. Really.
Well, he's human in it, isn't he?
Is he?
Yeah, he's supposed to be human in it. Potentially. We'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see. I do like the idea of having the sort of the liquid metal and the endoskeleton being able to split and become 2 Terminators. It's cost effective, that, isn't it?
Yeah.
You send 1 Terminator back, you've actually sent 2. Clever.
Oh, Jesus. Anyway, Spider-Man 2.
Spider-Man 2. So what?
It's but again, that's the thing. It's just it flows well. It's brilliant.
Yeah.
I still think the baddie's the best baddie.
He is, yeah.
I mean, we've mentioned the best baddies. We've said, like, everyone has their Doc Doom. Everyone has the Joker. Everyone has the obvious baddie. And I'd always like Doc because he's always clever.
Yes.
And like. And some of the books when he's trying to chat up Aunt May and stuff like this, which they did in this a bit, didn't they? I can't remember.
No, he didn't. He didn't meet.
Did he not?
He didn't meet Aunt May. Only in the scene when
scene.
when she beats the crap out of him.
But in the comic books, he's been like Mr. Snide and
Smooth.
stuff like that. Yeah.
No, I do like him. I think he's he's in the second film, so he's technically a second villain, isn't he, compared to Goblin? But I do think he is miles better than... I didn't mean the pun there. Miles better than the Goblin.
Yeah. I still firm it's just the Goblin is like basically their version of the Joker, and he's nowhere near as good as the Joker. But that's like a completely unique villain. I mean, can you think of anything else in DC and like that? It's got like the sort of arms and all that. I mean, Clayface is probably the closest one you can do.
That would be good to do, wouldn't it?
You'd love to see it. I mean, have you seen the trailers for Swamp Thing?
It's been cancelled.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is just the one series then?
Yeah.
I'll have to watch it then.
Because, and it's not been cancelled because it's not been liked. It's something to do with where they filmed it and the deal that they made. They're not making the money that they would have done on the deal, so they've had to cancel it. But I think, the Disney not the Disney streaming service, the DC streaming service, that's going to be cancelled soon as well.
Because it's not making enough money.
Not making enough money. But Warner Brothers are going to release a streaming service, which they'll probably just fold everything in anyway. Which they should have just done anyway.
But they're losing out on Titans. We're losing out on.
I don't think I think they'll keep doing them.
Yeah.
I think the only reason we've lost Swamp Thing is because of it's nothing production wise. Mm-hmm. It's sort of not paperwork, something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't remember. I didn't do the research.
Yeah.
But it's an odd thing what's happened. But it got cancelled after the first episode was released.
Christ.
Yeah.
Well, I was watching. I actually watched Warrior last night, which is a new based on a Bruce Lee story coming to America sort of thing.
Right.
A lot of boobies in it.
Oh, that was on last night when I went to bed.
I was surprised. I thought there'd be a lot more fighting and a lot less boobies, but I mean, I think nowadays everyone's got to have it. It's like the Game of Thrones sort of thing. You've
Oh,
got
it's got to be like HBO,
yeah. You've got to have some sort of like sex in it for make people watch. So, but
Sex sells.
yeah, but I quite like the bit where they were talking Chinese, and then it just as he was talking, they did it so it turned to English so you could understand what they're saying.
Yeah, I only caught a glimpse of it.
I really enjoyed the fighting. I mean, I was watching the styles and watching the bits that you could see were from Bruce Lee. So I don't know if it's going to be Bruce Lee's dad or his uncle. Or
One thing that I noticed about this when we were watching Spider-Man 2 was the lack of blood. Mm-hmm. Like the scene where you've got his arms are fighting all the doctors, and it is cut straight from Evil Dead. There's a woman holding onto the floor, and her nails are actually it's brilliant. But at the end, there's no blood, there's nothing, and those people are dead.
Yeah,
they are completely dead.
Yeah,
but they're not bleeding. And these films always seem to do that. They used to have
get a PG rating. Do you think?
Well, it is PG, but they used to keep it towards the end.
Yeah.
So like Spider-Man used to get beaten up so much, didn't he? He used to always lose his mask, and he's always like in the first one, Goblin destroys him, and it's only by pure chance that Spider-Man has his Spidey sense, and he's able to jump out of the way.
But I mean, in this as well, if you look, the only time that he hurts is he's been punched left, right, and centre by, as you say, Spider-Man. Yeah. His glasses don't break. The only time they break is when Aunt May hits him with the stick, but there's still no blood.
Yeah. Yeah, like I asked you.
I think it's PG.
No, it is PG. I remember it saying.
I think it's for the PG rating.
Oh, right, yeah. But no, it's not something I've never noticed before, because there's always been Spider-Man's always covered in blood at the end. So you don't really miss it throughout the rest of the film, because you know that there is still some blood.
Maybe they did it for emphasis.
Yeah, maybe.
They should say that he's done all this, but it's now he's
actually starting to hurt.
Yeah.
It's good. I'm going to rewatch these films later.
Yeah. Because I downloaded them like you last night. Yeah. I didn't get a chance to watch them, but I downloaded them because the lad came and took the laptop.
The little shit.
Yeah. Because his girlfriend's moved a new house and they don't have internet. Can I have a laptop, please? There you go.
There's another word that you can say.
What's that?
Fuck up. I mean, no.
No, that's is not in the vocabulary when it comes to the children.
Yes, it is.
That mean, if I say no, that means not right now.
All right.
I mean, I know I'm getting old when my daughter's no longer buying me Star Wars stuff. And that's the youngest one. She actually went out because she says, I'm not buying you Star Wars, I'm buying something nice.
Is that because of what you're ticking over to now?
Yeah. So she took me out.
You'll enjoy my present.
Yes, forever. As long as I don't leave the hallowed ground.
Oh, I lied. That's not what it is.
I was so hoping forward. He told me that he was going to get me the Grail from Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade.
That was to...
Was it the Carpenter's Cup or was it the Cup of Death? The Cup of the King?
Well, I got you both so that you could choose whichever one you wanted to do.
One's got absinthe in it and one's just got beer. Which one are you going to make up the next day? It's got Jaeger bombs in it.
Well, in fairness, you could probably pour water into the Grail and it would turn to
wine.
To wine, wouldn't it?
Well, you asked me what was my favourite film, during the week.
Yes.
And it's
too late now.
No, but I'll tell you now. I was thinking, and I started thinking about Life of Brian, and I was in work, and I spent the next 25 minutes with Neil quoting line after line after line. It's just such a movie. Such a movie. And it's like, I mean, you always start off with Willie Swodelick and Samson the House Goes to War. You start that, but then it moves back. Do you find reasonable when I say the name? And then you go, and it's the little ones. It's like crucifixion, it's a doddle, and all that.
You got the guys at the end of the tunnel. Yeah. Crucifixion, very good. Crucifixion. Oh, freedom. Oh, well done. Oh, no, I'm only joking.
Arm for next slapper.
What is it? Terry Gilliam does like, with a bumbo.
Spits.
And then after he's like, oh yes, what do you...
The Man Who Killed Don Quixote's out.
Is it out now?
On
the
download.
Special DVD player?
Yeah.
Oh, I'll have a look.
I'm actually going to download it and watch it on the plane over to Turkey on Monday.
You go on Monday?
I'm going Monday.
Lucky shit.
So tonight is Christmas Day.
Yeah. That doesn't make sense, does it, listeners?
Tonight's Christmas Day. Tomorrow is Old Man Day. Sunday's go to bed early because I'm driving. And Monday I'm flying to Turkey.
Oh, guess where we're going on holiday?
Bomb Central.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
Sousse.
Is that the capital?
Tunisia. No. Tunis is...
Yeah, Tunis. Just don't speak French.
That's true.
Yeah, as long as you don't speak French, you'll be fine. Or English.
Oui, oui.
Yeah. But you got an O-grade in it, so you can speak the lingo. It's just silly. It's silly.
It is.
It's yeah.
That was a point as well. Do you remember the trailer for Spider-Man, the first Spider-Man? The original
you see
trailer.
The kiss sort of thing.
You see the. You know what? I'm gonna find it.
Right.
Just keep talking.
Okay. Well, I'm going to side. I'm really looking forward to it. Apparently, the local beer is called Effie. I'm really looking forward to Effie. EFFES Effie. I went actually because I was going and I booked it. Guess what I did?
What?
I went and bought some Effie just to see what it like.
Did I?
See if yeah, it's very nice. It's alcohol, so.
Is it the blue one?
Blue glass here with yellow Effie's on it.
I think I like that.
I haven't found a lager I don't like really, apart from American lager, which is for my taste.
Oh, pardon, hang on. Let me mute this.
Surprise, surprise! He's put another musical on his phone.
Watch this.
Oh
yeah,
showing off his smart
Yeah, I did.
TV.
Yeah, I did. I just flicked my YouTube up to the telly from my phone, which I only learned how to do the other day.
Because his child told him.
Yeah.
And it was the 4-year-old.
Look, do you see what it said at the top?
Samsung
Here you go.
Geek phone.
This might be it. Oh, that's very loud. Well, this is the original trailer for Spider-Man of 2002. And they had to change it for obvious reasons. Because this was supposed to be the final shot of the film, so they say. What a great trailer. Obvious reasons.
Yeah.
How good was that?
I was watching it, I think it was almost like the opening scene of Dark Knight.
Yeah. I don't know what it's doing now. It's doing something.
There's another thing coming on with you.
Stop. There we go.
Yeah, be careful in case anything pops up.
Yeah. Don't want
That's
to
how
be...
the guy got caught in Coronation Street, doesn't it?
What was that?
He was texting his girlfriend and his missus saw the message appear on the TV because he'd linked both of them up.
You're talking about Coronation Street? I suppose I can't talk. Sorry, I'm not going to judge you.
Love Island.
Yeah. I shouldn't have told you that.
No.
Okay, so we've gone from that massive beginning.
Yeah.
Spider-Man 1. Spider-Man 2, the peak. Should we go back down to the floor?
Nadia.
Spider-Man 3.
The Nadia.
Yeah.
It wasn't that bad. I mean, I
No.
must admit, it's it compared with the other two, it's a mishmash. And the person they put in Venom, He's good as a comedian. He's not good as Venom.
Do you watch Black Mirror?
Yes.
Did you see him in the new one?
Not this season. I've not watched any this
it?
season. I've only watched the last one.
Okay.
But I mean, I just don't think he was, because I mean, again, it's who you it's all. Rick Brock wasn't it was meant to be the stronger he gets, the bigger he gets. He was always like a.
Well, Brock
They're always trying to make it like a softer version of Tobey Maguire.
Yes. Well, he's sort of a mirror image,
Yeah.
isn't he, of him? He's like he seems
The cheating kind,
weedy,
rather than being the
yes.
normal one.
But they got the basis of the story there, don't they? And then in the comics, he does go away. Doesn't he have cancer at some point? Or
All I know is he pumps iron and gets the stronger he gets, the stronger as a duo they become.
Yeah.
So I don't know if he's taking steroids or whatever just to build
But
himself up.
They didn't. It was quickly rushed over, wasn't it? But again, it's down to Raimi not wanting Venom in the film.
But I mean, it's like Warner Brothers cutting movies. It's Sony. This is Sony just sticking the big oar in because they think they know best.
And it's like you've got to look back. How much interference did they do in the first two?
Yeah.
Because it always seems like it gets, we've done this massive thing. Yeah, I've just got a few pointers to make this massive as well. No, you don't. Just leave it to the filmmakers, please.
But it's like in the first one, I think personally they went, they had, who's his best villain? The Goblin, right? That's fine. Who's his second best villain? Doc Ock. Who's the third best villain? Well, I think Venom's the best villain. No, I think Sandman's the best villain. Yeah. No, I think Venom's the best villain. No, I think Sandman. And they just went, bugger it.
And they'd been like playing with the Hobgoblin or Harry Osborn Goblin from the beginning, really, as well.
Yeah.
So he's thrown in.
So I mean, is that so you can mash it up? Because he shouldn't have been good. I mean, turning good. The Goblin isn't good. He's just stupid.
But he wasn't really a goblin, was he?
No.
That mask he wore was shite.
Yeah. It was more like a bloody skater.
Yeah. Like
some sort of Japanese skater or something.
Yeah.
But again, that's fashion. Is that they sell toys? If you've got 4 toys,
no, because I think who would buy that toy? If he had a goblin face or something like that, that's the toy you'd buy.
That again, I'm saying because you get Venom and you get Sandman, and
True.
Most people would buy SpiderMan and Venom. Would they buy a Sandman toy?
Well,
would your
just go to the beach, couldn't you?
Would your kid rather have a Sandman toy or a Venom toy?
Venom.
And that's probably what they were thinking. I mean, Rain was probably thinking he's a better villain, and Sony were probably thinking he's a better ancillary.
If we go into toy merchandising and stuff like that, what would you do for the Sandman toy? You'd have removable arms, removable legs, and stuff like that. And then you could make
a hammer.
Yeah, you could make more money by selling the attachable add-ons. So you got this massive sand-looking hammer that you could just poke into his arm.
Yeah. No, there you go. That's why you should be.
Hasbro, get in touch.
You should be big.
Yeah. No, I didn't mind this film.
It's just in comparison. It's not bad.
No.
It's just in comparison.
I think
the fact is, as you say, it was. It's you get them now on some of the Marvel movies. It's almost like, we have to do it this way.
Yes.
I mean,
this
Thor
formula worked last time. Let's copy that.
Thor 2's a bit. The best bit of Thor 2 is still the interaction between Loki and Thor.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the best part in all the Thor movies. Yeah. And they expanded on it in the correct way by making interaction between the Hulk and Thor.
Ragnarok was on the other day, and I had to go to the shop, and the scene came on where it was Loki and what's her name? Valkyrie, yeah. And they have the fight, and then he's like, "Oh, you must have some memories." Mm-hmm. Touches the red, and I stopped where the dog is. I stopped and watched that whole sequence before I left, and it was like quarter of an hour until the shop shut.
And you've been told.
Yeah, had to watch. But no, I don't think there's really much wrong with this film. It's an easy target to attack because, like one of the commenters said before, the first one will always hold a place.
Yeah.
Because it's an origin. It kicked the whole thing off. It arguably helped with X-Men kicking off the comic book movie genre
Yeah.
to what it is today.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't really attack that.
But I mean, it's like 1's like Star Wars, 2 is like Return of the Jedi, and 3 is the Empire Strikes Back, and 3 is like Return of the Jedi. There's things in Return of the Jedi you don't want. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Certain little cuddly.
I used to watch Ewoks. That cartoon was great.
Ewoks are for trying to get 6-year-olds to watch it. They were. It was purely because they couldn't get enough money to make Wookiees, and you know that's true.
I know that's true. And it would have been good if it was all Wookiees.
Yeah, and we'd have cried more if Wookiees had died rather than bloody stupid little teddy bears.
Ah, it's quite a heartbreaking scene, that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You're just too old.
I know, and cynical. I mean, that's the thing. I'm Scottish, and as you get older, you're supposed to become more conservative. But Scottish people, particularly Glaswegians where I'm from, don't last past 55.
That was Glaswegians, for all you.
Don't get past 55, which is why they never get voted in Glasgow, the Conservatives. I mean, do you know that the health expectancy in certain parts of Glasgow is worse than Rwanda or Sierra Leone because of the diet? Cigarettes, alcohol, and deep fried Mars bars. Yeah. That's the health drink. That's a health tonic. We have another health tonic called Buckfast that we drink. The
Buckfast.
Tonic wine.
We'll have to get some Buckfast in and drink it.
No. Next we get me a bottle of LD. Jesus.
I don't even know what that is.
LD was a sherry called El Dorado we used to have.
Even that name.
Yeah, and we used to wake up with like a blue ring. Because
of the
lead,
bottle?
Because it was lead sealing the bottle, and you're drinking from the bottle, you're drinking sherry from the bottle, and it had a blue ring, so you end up waking up with a blue mouth because of the lead.
It actually had lead?
It had lead as a sealant on the bottle.
Jesus.
We just pulled the seal out and just drank it.
Right.
These were the days.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Buckfast, the LD, and what's the third one? Oh Christ. There's another wine we used to drink, particularly Glaswegian favourite. You know, the red or the blue, I think it was. Oh, what's it called? I'll remember it in a minute. Anyway,
Welcome to Talking with Old People.
Yeah. Old alcoholics and the memories they used to have.
Oh dear.
Oh God. What was that called?
Yeah.
The memory's gone. It's the alcohol, I think. The medication I'm taking.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, so I don't think it's as bad as people say it is. I think it has a good, well, not good, but it has a story arc that works.
See, you don't like the dancing. I don't think Kirsten. I can see Kirsten Dunst doing the singing thing, and then she gets booted out, sort of thing.
Yeah, but it's a contrast because SpiderMan has everything he wants, and he's become a bit of an arse because he's oblivious to everyone else suffering like he used to suffer.
Yeah.
So then when does she leave him?
Yeah.
She leaves him, and then you've got Harry Osborn trying to stick a spanner in the works or stick something somewhere just to get at Parker.
Yeah.
And it does work. And then you've got this added bonus of this suit that is making him feel even stronger.
Mm-hmm. And it's
the story's there. It's the execution.
Yeah,
that
I mean, it's Forbidden Planet, as I've said this before. It's the Ed, Monsters of the Ed, as I've said with Forbidden Planet. And that's what the symbiote does. It brings out the more basic evil inside. Yeah. It's like The Mask.
Yes.
You know, The Mask where you bring out whatever inner characters like. So with Jim Carrey in that, he's the fun-loving, almost cartoon-like guy. Yeah. It's like Looney Tunes with the other bad guys. It's like
he's a psycho and he's a monster.
Again, which fun off is a Loki mask.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Loki's everywhere.
Yeah. Are they still making that TV series?
Which one? The Mask?
The one where Loki's going through.
They released. I think he's in the 70s in the first one or something. Mm-hmm. They've released an image, or an image was leaked. Because there seems to be a lot of leaks coming from Marvel at the moment.
Well, maybe because they haven't got it at the moment. All they've got is one movie, and not that they haven't really got a biggie to come.
Black Widow has. I think there's been set photos of Taskmaster.
Which I don't mind. I think it's pretty good.
I think that's good. That's
Mm-hmm.
good. But again, they're utilising villains that they have.
Yeah.
They're bringing them in and showing this is where this
Taskmaster was a brilliant. He was. I mean, he was in. Will his kids be in it as well? Because there was the two kids he had, wasn't there? The one with the.
Like I said, there's only been one,
Yeah.
or a few photos of him riding a tank.
See, I'm mixing Taskmaster and Sportsman up.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I'm mixing up. Sorry. Yeah, my brain isn't 3 hours kept. Jesus.
Yeah.
And lots of alcohol.
Yeah. That.
Don't tell the missus.
Oh. Why? Where was she? In bed.
She was in bed. Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, she fell asleep on the couch. So.
And you slept downstairs? You should have just gone
I fell
upstairs.
asleep. No, I never let her sleep down there. I always make sure she gets up and goes upstairs. But I mean, it was just I probably fell asleep at 11.
Yeah.
But woke up at 3.
Oh right, and I thought you were drinking through till 3. Bloody hell.
No.
So yeah, I was up later than you. I was
Yeah.
gonna say that's alright. I went to bed at 12:30 because the wife's not here.
You're allowed.
I'm allowed. I can stay. I don't have a bedtime. I'm an adult. I'm an adult man.
Yeah, that's why you offered me a lag when I came in. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say you can have a nice warm Budweiser if you'd like.
Yeah. I was actually drinking Budweiser last night.
I've got loads. They were all in the fridge the other day,
Yeah.
but now the fridge is dead.
I was drinking Budweiser because there was a case of 18 for 12 quid. And I was like, oh, okay, then that'll do.
Yeah. So Spider-Man 3, not as bad as people say.
Mm-hmm.
It has bad points, but I think it's still a watchable film.
Yeah. I don't want to watch it though.
No.
I don't want to watch it. As you said, there is good bits in it, but I still don't. The origin of the Sandman bits, I quite like the when he's trying to steal the money from the security man.
Yes.
I like that bit.
That's
But
good,
that was a proper scene.
Yeah.
And how he escaped and all that, and the sand that he got up, which I thought was good, but it's too much crap.
Yeah.
And I don't want to watch 2. Yes, 1. Yes, I'd watch it in that order. And I was quite happy when it moved to the new Spider-Man.
Yeah, amazing.
Mm-hmm.
So Spider-Man 4 was in the works. We've mentioned that before, but then it was deemed that reboot should happen. So they got Andrew Garfield.
Yeah. Well, I preferred him to Tobey Maguire.
Emma Stone as Gwen Stacy.
Yeah. Who I liked as well.
Amazing.
I think she was better.
Yeah, she was good.
Mm-hmm.
And the Reese fans as Dr. Connors.
Dr. Claus, who was the crocodile.
Yeah. What's it called?
What?
Lizard. The
Lizard
lizard.
Man. No,
Yeah.
it was the lizard. Just the lizard. That's what it was
The
called.
lizard, yeah.
Reese fans was seemed to be a cheap villain.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't think he was right for the role.
No.
Compared with Willem Dafoe.
Yeah.
And Melina and even Sandman.
Yeah.
You know, I thought they were 3 good actors.
Good actors to play
Reese
villains.
fans can't do. I've never seen him do evil well.
No, and there was a lot of points in that film where he was sort of monologuing.
Yeah, and the fact is as well. Did you see the fact in I think it's the newer ones, they've got like the in the Homecoming ones, they've actually got him without the arm. He's in the school. The guy who plays that in the
Was he in the new one?
he's in the first one.
Homecoming.
The new Homecoming. There's actually the guy who's at school, the teacher, hasn't got an arm. It doesn't tell you who he is, but he's got an arm missing, which you know
He's got an arm off.
Yeah. So that's why you know he's the lizard, but he hasn't done any of that research yet.
Right.
They've set that up.
Well, they did that because they had a different actor, didn't they, in Spider-Man? And no, Spider-Man 2. Spider-Man 2 and Spider-Man 3, they had someone playing Connors.
Yeah.
And they never came to fruition. So it seems like with Amazing Spider-Man, they were still following the same route that they'd set up. But because it was a reboot, they recast.
Yeah.
And they gave
So basically, we don't have to make a script.
Yeah.
Just use that.
Just
one.
use that and continue.
Yeah.
Continue the use of the different villains. But they added the backstory of Peter Parker's parents.
Please for you to say.
Peter Parker's parents.
Peter Parker picked a peck of pickled peppers.
And then, I think was it the second one where it turns out that only Peter Parker could become Spider-Man if he was bitten by this spider.
Yeah, they were genetically linked.
Yes.
But again, would that mean that the spider was genetically linked to bite him because they could have trained? It's part of it.
Yeah. So he was attracted to
him. Like some are attracted to certain things.
Yeah.
If you go to sink your venom into something, if you go to eat something, that's the one you're genetically coded to do.
Isn't that what they did with the Ang Lee's Hulk film as well? Didn't he test on his son? And that's why he was able to absorb the gamma.
Yeah, that was the Witchcomb character. That was in the first one, wasn't it? That was it. And he had those silly dogs that were Hulk dogs sort of thing. And
just it's the same story.
But, I mean, how many stories are the same stories?
You love the Amazing Spider-Man ones, don't you?
Yeah, I do that. Yeah, at Homecoming, I was unhappy they took Andrew Garfield. I thought he was perfect.
I thought he was a good good Garfield. Bloody hell, a good Spider-Man.
Yeah, I just it was just the right amount. A little bit of skater, a little bit of being clever.
Yeah,
it was
still a loner though.
Still a loner, which Spider-Man is. But I mean, he's got one good mate. But he seemed more like the comic books that I remember reading when growing up. Is the character he was like. You've got to realise that when you are growing up, you think of one superhero that you want to be. I was thin, clever, geeky, glasses. Who am I wanting to be? Spider-Man.
Oh, sorry.
No, I was weedy. Clark Kent was never weedy, was he? You always wanted to be Superman, probably. I wanted to be Spider-Man because of I felt a connection.
Yeah.
And Andrew Garfield, even though I looked nothing like him, I just felt that was more of a character.
Yeah.
Whereas Tobey Maguire, I never felt...
Well, the glasses came off quick, didn't they?
Yeah.
They were gone within the first half hour. The first.
But I mean, it's to make them good looking. I remember I remember the cartoons where there's no way we'd get Mary Jane because he wore glasses, he was clever and all that. But Mary Jane had this massive 80s hairstyle and all this, and they're all dressed to she's dressed like a fashion model. And that's what she was at the time. Yeah. And
you got the addition of Gwen Stacy in this one. Parker's at school still. Does he move to college in the second one? No, because they're still there, aren't they?
Because the fight's in the school.
Because she's going to London at the end of it, isn't she?
They're doing day jobs sort of thing. They're doing sideline jobs.
Oh, they graduate in the second one.
Yeah,
that's the opening scene, isn't it? Yeah, no. The first Amazing Spider-Man, my son loved.
Yeah.
He really, really enjoyed it. And I thought, that's good. They're on the right track if they're bringing kids in and wanting that. Second one just seemed as though it was an advert for the next, or for the Sinister Six, because they had the room in the basement of Oscorp with everything. It was like
you had the
make your own villain.
Yeah,
and does that work?
Well, they've done Rhino. I still think personally, Rhino should still be gamma radiation. He can't be stopped when he's got his suit. He's almost like the Marvel version of the one that Witchcomb played in the last Deadpool movie. It can't be stopped.
Juggernaut.
Because he can't be stopped. Nothing can stop him when he's got his suit on.
Yeah.
And it's like he used another acid. That's another one he had to use his brain to stop him, because he used an acid to melt the suit, which then made him vulnerable, which meant he couldn't get past him. Yeah,
the Rhino in Amazing Spider-Man 2 was just like a mech suit.
Like a robot, yeah. And it wasted Witchcomb as a character, because I just thought he's a brilliant actor.
Yeah.
And that just seemed it was just, do you want the movie?
And even in the trailers,
Gambiani,
Giamatti. Paul Giamatti. They used the last shot of the film in the trailer where he's hitting the Rhino in the face with a storm drain cover. Doesn't that was a massive misstep.
Yeah.
They had, and again they tried to overstuff it with villains. Because he had
Electro,
thank you.
Yeah.
It was Jamie Foxx as Electro. Which, that character is possibly the most, like, pathetic character put to film.
Well, the way he portrayed him, and the way they try to make him, it's the inner coming out. He's been put upon so long that he's busting out, and that's why he becomes a villain.
But what I mean is, like, would he even have got that far in Oscorp if he was that meek?
But it's not the meekness, it's the cleverness, because he created that whole matrix which they nicked from him to create everything. So he's really, really clever.
Yeah.
But he hasn't got the balls to stand up for himself and to get the adulation for what he's done.
I did like that when he Spider-Man saves him.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, you know my name," and stuff like that. But then the same thing happens with Gwen Stacy, and she knows, although she doesn't, does she? She remembers his name. She can't remember it for a second, then she remembers it.
Yeah, but that's because they met on the lift.
Yeah.
And she was talking to him, and she's the sort of person. It's probably quite an odd lift thing. That,
yeah.
But I mean, it was again, I think it was just they made it too obvious. It was too much. He's a good actor as well, and they wasted him. They wasted him. But they didn't kill him. At least that's the one.
Well, yeah.
He can come back from the battery because the battery moves a little bit at the end.
Well, he's gone now, isn't he?
Well, you say that about Ultron as well, but he keeps turning up in all the movies, doesn't he? Or the cartoons. He's a go-to baddie. But I mean, it was the second one was very much like Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
You knew she was going to die, and they kept almost like they did with his eye. That they kept throwing it in. Oh, she's going to die. No, it's not this thing. Oh, she's going to die. Oh, she's going to die. For God's sake, just kill her. You know, just let her drop.
Yeah.
And it's him trying to grab her and snap in the back because he did it.
Yeah.
And that's but I mean, I liked that bit. But after that, when she was dead and he was unhappy, and that little kid brought him back out. I mean, that was reasonably okay.
Yeah.
But I preferred the Morales one. You know, when he's dead and he stood there and they're all wearing the masks and they're going, you know, it's like, oh, I need to help. I don't want to talk about you, mate. You know, it's like, it's just that, I mean, that little throwaway lines like that are just...
Yeah, it's good. But...
Do you think they'll make another live... Well, this one, is it a trilogy they're making this time?
I don't know. Well, it's just within the
Because I've
MCU,
heard a few... Yeah, it's good.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah.
Hello, you're on speaker. You are being recorded on the podcast as well, so say hello to our listeners.
Hiya.
So you're in Lorette de Mar, and you're just phoning now. Craig's here too.
Hello!
Hiya, Craig.
Yeah, he's taking the mic out my age. He's taking the mic out my age.
I'm taking the mick out of his age. He's 50, isn't he?
Yeah.
No, I'm not. Not till tomorrow.
Oh, nearly 50. Happy birthday for tomorrow.
That's what the weather like where she is. 27 degrees.
27 degrees there, is it?
It's about 37 here.
Bloody hell.
Oh, Christ.
Yeah.
Well,
It's a red weather alert, apparently.
have you got any opinions on the past Spider-Man films?
I like the newer ones.
What, the MCU ones?
Yeah.
All right. What do you think?
And I like
Go on.
the Spideyverse, but I really enjoyed that one.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh. Did you not like the Tobey Maguire ones?
I did at the time, and now I don't really. He's a bit annoying, isn't he, Tobey Maguire?
See, told you.
He is a bit annoying. And I heard a story the other day that he, you know, the guy who plays Flash Thompson in the first one. One of the crew members came up to him and said, in the fight, accidentally hit him and I'll give you $50. Which is awful.
Yeah, I've done it for 10.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, he's got the bruise. I've seen his haircut.
What?
I said, I'll go, I'll leave you two boys to it.
Alright, I'll give you a ring later.
Alright, I'll see you
See you in a
later.
bit.
If you're still sober.
If you're still sober.
Bye.
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 Bye. So that was Mrs. Movie Geek all the way from Spain.
Yeah.
And I made a talk on the podcast.
Just to prove. That was a recorded phone call.
Yeah.
She wasn't really there. He hasn't got a missus. He hasn't got a life.
No. I've got to pay her £50 now. Yeah.
Why was that £3 a minute for those phone calls?
So what? Alright, so
she likes the new ones as well, and Spider-Verse.
well, we'll talk about Spider-Verse, yeah, if you want to. Go on then.
I love it.
It's brilliant, isn't it?
Absolutely love it. I've not stopped. I mean, it's like the thing is, you had this conversation you said with me about what's your favourite movie, and I've got to the point where I don't have as such a favourite movie. It's scenes from a movie which I just love and replay and replay and replay. And the one from the Spider-Verse, when he's been left in his room and he makes that almost leap of faith.
Well, he's stuck, isn't he? He's tired, isn't he?
And he just, you can see his mind changes.
Yeah.
But then when he jumps off and he goes upside down, but he looks like he's the right way up, and the music, it's just
What's
fabulous.
that Danger playing in the background? It is brilliant.
It's just, and I just watch that over and over with the sound bar on, and I can watch that. I mean, it's like that. I love to see. I love the bit where they go into the Dark Knight, where the Joker comes in and talks to Gamble, and slags him off and does the magic trick with the pencil through the eye.
Oh,
Yeah. And I know that one, and I love that. And it's just stupid, but I just like putting certain bits of movies.
You
on
like
and watch
set
them.
pieces.
I do. I mean, it's like I was watching Rocky 3 the other night, and I just watched it from the bit where he's decided, like Adrian's talked to him and shouted at him and went, "All right, I'll learn then, I'll fight." And that bit through the fight scene, there's certain scenes that just grab you at a time. And it's I read books more than once. Right? I read them 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. It's like watching movies. You still get a high. You still get that enjoyment, that love, even though you know what's coming, you know what's going to happen. You're almost like prepped, ready for it, and it never lets you down. That scene where he's jumping off the building, what's up, danger, and then starts the.
It's great. It is great.
Oh,
all right.
But yeah, it's from beginning to end. He's like a kid. You can see why they come together. The older Spider-Man training him. He's not perfect. Yeah. It's funny in the right places. It's serious in the right places. Kingpin, again, it's grief that's done this. Doc Ock's doing it just for, money.
Is it for money or is it just because she can?
Yeah.
And that's good. Mm-hmm. And that was a good addition. And I didn't see that coming at all. And,
not even with the 8-pointed glasses that she had on. Yeah. But I knew it was a female Doc Ock, so it was just But yeah, it's the fact he goes invisible and he's running up with a monitor. Yeah. Who doesn't know the monitor's not part of the computer?
That's true.
But he's running with it. I mean, unless it's like an iMac and it's part of the computer, you probably don't know which part is which.
It's all together and you can't unplug it.
But the scene where Spider-Man Noir goes, "Oh, that's a great origin story." And you're thinking, my uncle's like the baddie and he's chasing me, he's trying to kill. It's a great origin story, that.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, kick-ass origin story.
I like how he takes the Rubik's Cube back to
Is this puppet?
Because it's got colour in it. No, it's a brilliant film and it's just great, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean,
hopefully they'll continue it with another one.
Well, they are making another one, I'm pretty sure, because that's what the bit at the end was for, the pointing. But I mean, as I said, it won the Oscar, and you can see why. Yeah. You see why it beat.
Yeah, the animation was beautiful.
Yeah, and it was almost like a folks. You're thinking, should this be in 3D or not? But it's not. It's just the way they made it.
Just the way it is. Yeah, it is visually amazing
and genuine top soundtrack.
Yeah, it is. My son always listens to it.
Yeah, Sunflower's always on my phone all the time.
I like the fact that they use what are they called? Bloody thought bubbles and stuff.
Yeah, like proper. Like as soon as you get spider sense, that's what you spider sense. It's almost like a thought bubble.
Like when he's falling and it's like and then when he's swinging, it's like woo, and it's going up the screen instead of down. Oh, it's great. Alright, we won't talk about Homecoming or anything like that, because we did that a year ago.
There is. I've read a little review about the new one.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I don't want to know.
Basically, it just says it's good, but it's not quite as. It's very similar to. It's almost like they're channeling John Hughes again, which is what they did in the last one.
Yeah.
It's more like a teenage angst and all this rather than. And I mean, I thought the last Homecoming was much better than I thought it would be.
Yeah. I'm assuming they're gonna, if they make another one after this, they will have to age him up a bit, because even Tom Holland, even though he looks young, he's getting on a bit now, isn't he?
25, 26.
Yeah.
Isn't it? Well,
I don't know. Go on then. Rate the oh, hang on. Spider-Man 1, 2, 3. Amazing. Spider-Verse. Rate the 6.
Spider-Verse is my first.
1.
Spider-Man 2. Then I actually go for the Incredible Spider-Man, the first Andrew Garfield one.
Right.
Then I go for Spider-Man 1. Then I go for Incredible Spider-Man 2 with the Andrew Garfield one again. I forgot to talk about the Homecoming.
Well,
But again, I'm talking about those 6. It would be probably Spider-Verse, Spider-Man 2, then Homecoming.
Right.
Then Andrew Garfield 1, then Spider-Man 1, the original one, then Andrew Garfield 2, and my least favourite would be Spider-Man
3.
The montage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll put that at the end of the podcast.
But I mean, again, when we watch movies, it's missed opportunities. Like I had this discussion before. I used to be able to go and switch my brain off and watch movies, enjoy them until I started talking to you. Now I'm thinking, how could this be better? How could this? I mean,
why did they choose that way instead of that way, which would have made more sense?
Yeah, and being more critical instead of enjoying the 2
You know
hours
what?
15 minutes.
I put a written review of Toy Story 4 the other day. I've had nothing but, why are you saying that? It was amazing, right? Because I gave it 2 out of 5, right?
Right.
Because
you love the first 3. So
I love the first 3. You know what? I wouldn't even say I love the second one, but the second one has moments in it that are great. Mm-hmm. But the third one rounded off their story perfectly.
The bit with it in the trash compactor holding hands, you think they're going to die.
Yeah.
I thought, oh, gee, I was well enough.
Well, you've got all that, and then you've got the ending as well, where they're passed on. Perfect.
And that he's playing with the girl with the toys. You're like,
this isn't needed. Number 4 isn't needed. But you're not going to not have a sequel to a 1-point-something billion pound making movie.
And the toys that go with it.
Yeah.
They can
and the toys that go with it, yes, I didn't think of that.
The toys they can bring it again. Oh, we've got all these toys we haven't sold from Toy Story 3. We'll rip the packaging off, stick Toy Story 4 on it, and just send them out again.
That's it, yeah.
You don't even have to change the machines.
Nope. Yeah, I wasn't... Well, I was positive. I enjoyed the film, but I think my critical eye just wasn't having it.
Well, I've heard some of the jokes are like where they wouldn't go. It's almost like snide jokes rather than proper jokes. Because the first 3 were just, it was almost like being. Do you ever remember that advert where the couch comes alive and cuddles you because you're drinking a cup of soup?
Vaguely.
Well, it's like watching the 3 of them was like that. It was like a happy place. Yeah. And you knew you were always fine there in that. And I haven't seen it yet, but I mean, I'm on a plane next week.
What I equate Toy Story 4 to is it's the equivalent of Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
Ooh, that is really slapping it down, isn't it?
You know how you've got the trilogy of Indiana Jones films where they literally end with riding off into the sunset, which is, you film that is the end. Yeah. They're literally riding off into the sunset together. You don't need a 4th one.
So is it you comparing the fact that it was not required, or comparing the fact that it was as bad as?
I don't think it was required. I think it's a well-made film. It looks beautiful. The story, there's nothing wrong with the story.
Did your kids enjoy it?
They enjoyed it, but they haven't said anything about it since.
Right. Did you think they enjoyed it more? Have you asked if they enjoyed it more than 1, 2, or 3?
I haven't asked.
Because that's the way of... That's the way we're looking at it from our viewpoint.
That's what I was saying.
We were a lot younger and less cynical.
I even put in, for me, in brackets, as a 34-year-old, I didn't... And I think I put in, my kids enjoyed it.
Yeah.
So I'm saying, from my point of view, and that's all my review was, is it's my point of view. I don't think it was needed. It's going to make its money. It's probably going to peak over $1 billion, isn't it?
Yeah.
But it's not needed.
But again, it's the cycle of Disney.
Yeah.
They need at least 3 billion, 2 billion movies a year.
I suppose, to
compete with Netflix.
Well, not soon when they get Disney Plus off the ground.
Later
this year.
We'll see. DC didn't manage it, did they?
But DC doesn't. DC are trying to do something ridiculous where they had one streaming service. Although it wasn't ridiculous because you could download comics as well. Mm-hmm. It was all of DC in this thing. But they've also...
But again,
they need to merge it into one.
That is just for a very niche market.
It's a niche market.
You need it, like Netflix, to have something that appeals to everyone.
What?
If you look at Netflix, 1 week it'll be a horror movie that'll come out.
Yeah.
Or the I Am Mother.
Yes.
Then the next week it'll be the Rim of the World, that kids program that was a bit like the Goonies, but they're fighting to get it.
My son hated that.
Yeah, did it? I'm just saying the fact is they're bringing out something a different genre.
Yeah, and next week it's Stranger Things.
Yeah.
So
which everybody watching.
Everybody will watch. Mm. But no, I think DC are going to have to do something, or Warner Brothers are going to have to do something where they only need one streaming service. Because there's no point. No one. How many streaming services would you go for?
I have 2.
Netflix and Amazon.
Yes, that's the 2 I have.
That's what I've got.
Yeah. You also pay for Sky.
My wife pays for Sky.
Your wife pays for Sky. I still class that as a if you've got the movies, you've still got it.
We're getting rid of it though.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing on.
No, it's all things you've seen last year.
Yeah.
And that's the problem.
The one thing I like about it is there's some series that we haven't watched on... it's not on Netflix or Amazon or anything like that. So you have to either use the DVD player to do, but
I mean, as I said, I still think that... I think Sky's really going to struggle soon.
Well, Sky are going to have to go into that market.
every split... I mean, how many channels you need to watch the football? How many channels you need to watch the boxing? How many... And everybody's jumping on this wagon, and there's not enough to go round. I could afford probably one more. Right, but I've actually got Amazon, and my third one would be Amazon Music, which I have. You've got the Amazon Reading one, haven't you?
No.
You've got Prime Reading, but you can have any book you just read it for free.
Audible. I've got Audible.
So that's the one. I mean, I don't have that. I've got the music. That's the one I listen to, but I have it for about 5 people. And so that's my third, but I will not go any higher than that.
I don't think I would. Yeah. I don't think I'm going to go for Disney Plus. Mm-hmm. I don't think I'm going to go to DC if it ever comes here, but I don't think it will. Or Warner Brothers or whatever it is. I think
all the stuff that was in DC will probably go on Netflix eventually.
What they're going to have to do is maybe make an overarching thing where you buy a package and you get all these streaming services in at the same time.
Which is what Sky is at the moment.
Yeah. So it's gonna become so top heavy that you're gonna go back to the original source.
But it's like, I mean, if you think about it, almost every person that was get a satellite dish got a satellite dish. Yeah. Now I'd say that internet is more important than Sky to have in your house.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it is. Well, like my eldest 2 sons, they've got in their room. Mm-hmm. One's 9, one's 6.
Yeah. I mean, mine are always upstairs watching Netflix.
But that's all it's for.
Yeah.
At the moment, because they're only young. He goes on the internet someday. He's got they've actually both got Amazon
tablets.
No,
Fire tablets.
Alexas.
All right. Yeah.
So, oh well. Shall we call it?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I'll give you an IMAX review of SpiderMan.
When you going?
Won't be talking back. We're going to book it when we come back. You know, find out when the combination we can get the skydiving, because Liam's got the skydiving. We've got it off Roy and Kat. His birthday present because he was 18, I was 50, so they've basically done both together. Yeah. And so
I will.
That's the missus. I can tell.
I will go and watch Spider-Man and talk about it. I think next week's podcast is going to be a link up with the creators of World Geekly News.
Ooh.
Yeah, because they're wanting to start an official podcast, which will
include you.
Yeah, include me, but with different people.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be like a different thing each week. So I'm just going to get like a background on them.
Right.
I'm saying this now. It's going to probably go out with this podcast, but it might not happen because one of them's in America and one of them's in Manchester. So it's going to be like a Skype call. Yeah. International.
Yeah, and the fact is that one will be up at 8, one will be up at 8 at night, sort of thing. So.
Yeah.
But I mean, you can compare Coronation Street in Dallas or something like that. I think whatever the soap is in America at the moment.
What would it be? I don't know.
I have no idea.
All right.
Kardashians.
Kardashians.
Hey, you're watching Love Island. Don't even go there.
Yeah, all right.
You're watching Kardashians next week.
Should have not told
you that. You'll be muting it out of there.
Yeah, I'll delete. I'll edit it. I don't edit anything, do I? There's going to be that pause. You know when I was like looking.
There'll be that pause. So, Craig, you like Love Island? Love Island!
Alright. You can get in touch with us via email at madmoviepod@gmail.com and on Twitter at madmoviepod and at Movie Ultimate. There's also the Ultimate Movie Geek Facebook page and Instagram page and Mad Movie Pod Instagram page.
You did that better than the beginning.
Yes. Well, I've had an hour and 45 minutes to...
Is it? Christ, that been that long?
That's how long we've been recording.
Jesus.
Alright, we will see you... Oh, pardon me. We will see you next week. Have a good one.
I'll be enjoying myself in Turkey.
Yeah, you will.
I'll drink to yous all.
And you'll be 50.
Yes. And you'll be watching Love Island.
Yes. See you later.
See ya.